to welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, it's Tuesday's edition of the Top Flight television program, Morning Ride, and being the 17th day in the month of March 2026, and we're marching on. And so my name is Onome Tano, and on behalf of the board management and staff, we welcome you to, yes, another exciting edition of the program, which promises to be enlightening, educative, and entertaining. Yes, I'm going to be running through all the process alone for the next hour because my co-anchor is unavoidably absent for today. She sends her very, very best wishes and really desired she could just be here. But however, life moves on. And so before we get to our next point of our conversation, we'll just take a few brief trendy issues that are around the corner. And one major one for me, yes, is that Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would much later today be on a state visit to Britain, United States Kingdom, under the invitation of Prince Charles and his wife. And of course, the president is not going alone. He also has his wife, who is also on that entourage. And as I speak to you, the United Kingdom is agog right about now, expecting the arrival of Mr. President. And of course, a brief switching on says that in the past 25 years, this is the first time since, for the past 25 years, that a visiting, rather a sitting head of state has been invited after President Obasanjo, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's the next online who is going to pay a very, very, very wonderful, is going to be the guest to Prince Charles and his lovely wife. And of course, quite a lot would be gained from that visit, most especially from bilateral relationships, from business to agri to security and all of that. These are some of the gains that Nigeria stands to benefit. And like I was sharing with somebody yesterday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has actually shown that, yes, he's the whiz-kid on the block, the man on a mission with a vision. And for him to have been invited to Britain, that means, yes, that he's doing his little best. His best might not be good enough, but at least he's doing his little best in his own capacity. Kudos to him, and while we wish him all the very best during his very short stay in Britain, we like to say, yes, that Nigerians who are already in Britain are anxious to see their president. I think just yesterday there was a media brief, a media party between social influencers and the media. And the minister for information was right on call to actually receive these media influencers, media executives, and we're all looking forward to having Mr. President. And like I shared too, that if Mr. President goes ahead to do all of this, why will he not rule us again? Because he has gone ahead his peers, he's gone ahead his contemporaries. And these are pluses for him because they are also looking at seeing how they can introduce what you call the diaspora vote, where voters can have the privilege of voting from wherever they are. And once that scales through into our electoral process, is a big plus for our country, Nigeria. So from us here, we'd like to wish Mr. President a wonderful stay in the United Kingdom, and do hope that all that he's going to discuss with the Prince Charles and his wife would be a fruitful one. He's going to be on number 10 Downton Street too, where also alongside with the ministers, the various ministers from the various portfolios will also be interfacing with their colleagues out there. So away from that, today also, the vice president will be visiting Anambra State. And of course, Anambra State, it's going to be witnessing the second missionary journey back to Government House Oka of Prince Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, who will be running through his second term of another 4 years, being in charge of that state. And of course, those on the lineup who Anambra will be hosting, the vice president will be hosted. President Olusegun Obasanjo will also be there. President, the one-time president of Dr. Ebele Goodluck Jonathan would also be there. And of course, Commonwealth Secretary General Emeka Anyanwu would also be gracing that occasion. So he has a top notch of prized professionals who will be gracing, if not for the presidential visit to United Kingdom. I know that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would have also been there, because APGA, the party where Professor Soludo is, has adopted Bola Ahmed Tinubu as their consensus candidate for the 2027 election. APGA has said, we are strongly behind the president come 2027. And so the only way I think Mr. President can reciprocate such a gesture is by sending up front his vice president to go and represent him. And that tells so much for Mr. President that yes, he's actually on the winning side moving forward. All right, and a couple of other stories are also trending. We also know that the state policing process is on, and just a few days ago, on the there was a press parley, media parley with journalists and our own Commissioner for Public Information, Charles Adagu, said that Delta State is going to build 25 divisional police headquarters around the 25 local government councils. And that tells you that with the incoming of Inspector General of Police, Tunde Disu, that the policing is going to be more accurate at this time around. And if that is done, I know at least to an extent, security might not be totally eschewed out of the system, but it will go a long way in ensuring that our security in this country is worth the while. At that point, we can go to sleep with our two eyes closed. All right, these are issues that are trending, and of course, I know they're also being captured one way or the other as far as our daily tabloid is concerned. We'll take a break now, and when we come back in a few seconds, we'll be looking at what the papers are saying this morning. Stay with us. It's Morning Ride, Tuesday's edition. We'll be right back.
Every morning brings a new conversation.
From breaking stories to burning issues.
From 7:30 to 9:30 a.m.
Mondays to Fridays.
Join us on Morning Ride, where news meets insight and every voice matters.
Morning Ride is your daily dose of facts, truth, and perspective.
Bonjour, bonjour, comment ça va? Bonjour, bonjour, très bien, merci.
Hello there. Watch French for Beginners on Delta Television on Channel 25 UHF band and online at Delta TV for the best French education. Regardez, salut à tous, regardez le français pour le débutant sur Delta Television, sur le canal 25 UHF band et en ligne sur Delta TV. Rejoignez-nous pour le cours le meilleur de français débutant éducatif. Merci et vous serez contente de l'avoir fait.
Bonjour, bonjour, comment ça va?
Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Shine, Jesus, shine, fill this land with the Father's glory. This the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad indeed.
Choristers Beats, lifting God's name higher through songs. Don't miss it.
Rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Like I dey tell you, very soon electricity for Delta State it go be one of the best for Nigeria.
Obo, abeg stop, you don start.
Calm down, e get wetin I don tell you before wey no happen.
You don tell me now, say this year 2026 they go complete the DSA roundabout flyover for Efuru.
Now.
No dey watch whether e go happen now.
Sure, why e no go happen? This year just dey start now. The construction of the DSA roundabout flyover for Efuru is already 98% complete.
You sure?
Yes. Governor Sheriff dey drive to modernize urban infrastructure so that e go ease traffic congestion across key metropolitan.
You mean metropolitan corridor?
Yes. You know say me and English na like this.
Well, I no go lie, Governor Sheriff they do well because I know of some communities where they say their expectations, I mean their dreams, has become a reality. You will talk something about electricity.
Our governor, Right Honorable Sheriff, he don dey set to add 120 megawatts to the national grid.
Oh boy, this one go boost Delta State energy capacity.
Delta State Health Insurance Scheme expanded between 2023 to 2025, becoming Nigeria's largest state health insurance scheme. While Oborewori no go clinch double honors as Governor of the Year 2025.
Governor Oborewori don remember Kokori Sweet Crude with 12 billion naira road rehabilitation.
I know, a 35.32 kilometer road for Etiop East local government area.
150 primary healthcare centers under renovation and upgrade across the state.
This road intervention wey Governor Sheriff dey do so na practical demonstration of the Governor Sheriff opportunities for all wey dey more agenda.
Particularly communities wey don suffer neglect for years.
Governor Sheriff dey work with the CM matter.
Brought to you by Delta State Ministry of Information.
right, welcome back. And in case you're just joining us, it's Tuesday's edition of the Top Flight television program, Morning Ride. And we'll be looking at what the papers are saying this morning. We got a few of them, though. And so we'll just take some of the major headlines. Look at the Vanguard. The Vanguard has above the masthead, President Tinubu's historic UK state visit. It's on page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have, after 6 months break, food inflation resumes upward climb, rises 12.12%. And in the flush we have scores feared dead as multiple explosions rock Maiduguri. And the photos speak there. We see a session with Nigerian media practitioners in UK, a session with Nigerian practitioners in UK, where we have the Honorable Minister for Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, alongside the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, and the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Public Communications, Mr. Sunday Diary, yesterday at an interactive session with Nigerian media practitioners in UK. I told you as part of our issues, the issues that were trending, and that the United Kingdom, it's actually waiting, stand still for Mr. President. Okay, straight off humors. United EU, that is the European Union, rejects Trump's demand for help. On the bottom line, we have I-bottom strip, collaborate to tackle insecurity, Southwest leaders to federal government. I didn't interview Emefiele during probe, EFCC witness. To our kids, PDP to APC, you are disillusional. Okay, that's it from the Vanguard this morning. We'll take our next paper, which is the New Telegraph. The New Telegraph is our next paper for review, and the New Telegraph has Middle East crisis helps secure Strait of Hormuz, or Trump wants allies. And we have under that photo speak there, APC convention, tension as National Working Committee aspirants allege shut out. Tinubu begins state visit to the United Kingdom today. All right, that's it on that. Okay. The Daily Independent is our next paper this morning. The Daily Independent has quickly local investors lead charge in Nigeria's economic rebound. NGX CEO lists why policy reform is unlocking value. Edo says to the government committed to restoring economic stability. And we have the photo speak there. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu having a handshake with the latest Minister of State for Finance, Mr. Oyedeke. On the flush right, Tinubu's reform boosting global investor confidence. PDP tackles APC's mocker over comments. It's no longer a party. As on page 7, NSIB probes Abuja Kaduna train incident that injured passengers. Okay, that's it. We've got this last story that says ADC alleges plan to cripple opposition before 2027 poll. Once of plots to make Tinubu only presidential candidate. All right, that's it on the Daily Independent. We'll take on it this day. This day, it's our next point of call. This morning, this day has it. NATO, European Union allies reject Trump's demand to help open Strait of Hormuz. We know that Tinubu begins 2-day historic state visit to the United Kingdom. And the writer says South Africa rebuffs United States pressure to distance himself from Iran. Iran hits key United Arab Emirates oil port and Dubai airport. Okay, that is under NATO and under the Tinubu historic visit. First Lady Akpabio Ribadu, Edo, Alake Idris, Christopher Musa, 5 other ministers on the president's entourage to hold bilateral meetings with UK Prime Minister Claire Sloma, culminating in signing of MOUs, that's memorandums of understandings, agreements between both nations, to witness signing of 746 million pounds financing deal for refurbishment of Apapa Quays, Tin Can and Port Complex. It is to United Kingdom investors, Tinubu reforms driving global confidence in Nigeria. All right, that is it from This Day newspaper. And after the This Day newspaper, our next paper this morning is the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune has below the masthead, Tinubu in historic visit to UK to sign memorandum of understanding on trade, investment and defense. State visit first by Nigeria leader in 37 years. And is to witness the signing of the 746 million pounds financing deal between UK Export Finance and the Nigeria Ports Authority Finance Ministry. Visit to showcase gains of policy reforms, says Information Minister. Just like what we had in the Vanguard newspaper, the same photo splash there, the minister and of course 2 special advisors to the president. On the flush right, we have APC convention. National Working Committee retains zoning arrangements. All right. Okay, we move from the Nigerian Tribune. We'll go over to the Nation newspaper. And the Nation newspaper has, above the masthead, Zulum condemns bombings in Maiduguri. That's on page 3. And we also have the story that says, quickly, this story that says that, yes, 8.7 billion naira case, how funds were moved to firms linked to Malami. And from that we come to the headline. Tinubu wife begin historic state visit to the United Kingdom. All right, from the Nation, we'll move over to the Punch. The Punch newspaper has federal government activates evacuation plan as Middle East crisis worsens. Tinubu promises tariff relief for media companies. That's good news. And above the masthead, petrol diesel vessels arrive Nigeria amid price surge. Food inflation hits 12.12% as inputs cost soar. And the photo speak there, we see the Kaduna Abuja train that injured a few passengers, and the probe panel has been set up to investigate the remote causes of that incident. The bottom strip has bomb explosions hit Maiduguri after security forces repel insurgents' attack. Police seek help to identify woman's body found in Oyo. And lastly, from that story, Oyedele vows tax reforms implementation after swearing in. Okay, away from the Punch, we'll do the guide, the Daily Trust. Daily Trust is our next paper to review this morning. ADC alleges plot to destabilize the party. 5 foreigners kidnapped at Zapala mining site. Last moment with slain soldiers, families. A very sad note of that story there. Many feared dead in Maiduguri explosions. That is the cover page story. And witnesses recount Kaduna Abuja train accidents. That's on the bottom strip of the Daily Trust. Move over to the Guardian newspaper, and the Guardian newspaper has it simply put this way: wow, Perusa. International travel squeeze. Ticket spiked by 100% as airlines cancel flights. And the Middle East crisis is actually what is causing all of this hulubalu in the increase by spike. All right, earpieces below the masthead in their various boxes. Nigerians anticipate improved ties as Tinubu departs for the United Kingdom. Falana Adegbotuwa fault reintroduction of sanitation exercise in Lagos. Oyedele sworn in as finance minister, vows to drive revenue and fiscal reforms. And quickly, we'll just take this last one. Presidency kicks as ADC alleges plot to make Tinubu sole presidential candidate. And away from that, we'll take on before the last, we'll take on the Daily Sun, that has by the earpiece, Anambra Agog, as Soludo begins second term today. That's the Daily Sun. Anambra Agog, as Soludo begins second term today. That is the earpiece beside the masthead. The cover story, ADC alleges plot to make Tinubu sole candidate. Claims ruling party destabilizing other parties. INEC urges mass voter education ahead of the 2027 polls. All right, quickly, okay, we'll take the bottom strip stories there, where we have Tinubu begins UK two-day trip to hold talks with Prime Minister on immigration and others. Dangote sees $1.2 billion gas deal with Chinese firm to power its Ethiopian fertilizer firm. Obi puts poverty level in Nigeria under Tinubu at 63%. President tax Oyedele on fiscal stability. That's a charge that he was given by the president. Fiscal policy. All right, I think our last paper for today has to do with, I think virtually that's it for today. That's it. The Daily Sun is our last paper for today. The Punch will run through that. And with that, we've come to the end of what the papers are actually saying. I think for me, one of the major that actually kept resonating over the various tabloids had to do with the presidential visit by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his wife. As this visit is a historic one. In 37 years, no president, no sitting president had been invited by the British government. So it's a good one, and we did say that the essence of all of this is to strengthen the bilateral relationship between Nigeria and Britain, and the president is to get a royal reception at Windsor Castle, and the icing of it all is a £746 million financing agreement to upgrade our ports, which to me is quite very, 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 very symbolical. At least that would aid employment, take a lot of people off the street. You know what it is to be engaged at the port? That is, there's enough that will go around. A lot of youths would be taken off the streets and will be gainfully employed. All right, this is where we drop our papers this morning. We'll take yet another short break, and hopefully when we come back, it will be yet another component of Morning Ride, Tuesday's edition. Don't go away.
Baby, she knows me, I'm Mr. AJ. I told her I can be a bobo. She said she wants to be my baby. I'm like, okay, if that's what you want, say. Yeah, tell me, me. Depends how I'm feeling at the time of the day.
Said she want roll, remember. She don't come for the same, don't come for the same. She gaslight, she knows what's bedtime. Keep it cartel like Zella. Me and AJ locked in as brothers. Any instrumental is mental.
The Modern Technical College, Omadino, that we are commissioning today, represents a flagship investment in technical education by this administration.
Safe in my power, I'm special. Take you where you never been before. I sound I'm precise, Suwachi. He tell I was in her every day. Every know the tie, I would be like a bandit.
She said she knows.
Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Day
Masters Beats, lifting God's name higher through songs. Don't miss it.
Rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Bonjour, bonjour, comment ça va? Bonjour, bonjour, très bien, merci.
Hello there. Watch French for Beginners on Delta Television on Channel 25 UHF band and online at Delta TV for the best French education. Regardez, salut à tous, regardez le français pour le débutant sur Delta Television, sur le canal 25 UHF band et en ligne sur Delta TV. Rejoignez-nous pour le cours le meilleur de français débutant éducatif. Merci et vous serez contente de l'avoir fait.
Bonjour, bonjour, comment ça va?
We have a governor who is managing the resources of the state very, very prudently. When we say that governance will not cease because we are in what you may call pre-election year, you could see that the governor is walking the talk. He's looking ahead by delivering projects that touches the life of the people. We are doing this supervision and tour of these projects because the governor has made it clear that if you fall short of the provisions in the Bill of Engineering Measurement and Evaluation, we will blacklist you. And we are seeing much more quality work coming in. We're also seeing greater speed.
Hello, my name is Blessing Ofomio. Join me every Tuesday, 11 a.m. on Delta Television, Asaba, on the program HBS Show with Blessing, History Behind Success. It is a program that talks about how one started from the humble beginning. Don't forget to also subscribe to our YouTube channel, HBS Show with Blessing, like and share to your loved ones. Don't miss this program for any reason.
Very soon, electricity for Delta State, it will be one of the best in Nigeria.
Stop, you don't start.
Calm down. You get what I don't tell you before when
you don't tell me now. Say this year 2026 they go complete the DSA roundabout flyover for free. More the watch whether I go happen now.
Sure, why not go happen? This year just a start now. The construction of the DSA roundabout flyover for free is already 98% complete.
You sure?
Yes. Governor Sheriff they drive to modernize urban infrastructure so that it go ease traffic congestion across key metropolitan.
You mean metropolitan corridors?
Yes. You know, say me in English not like this.
Well, I not go like Governor Sheriff they do well because I know of some communities where they say their expectations, their dreams has become a reality. You will talk something about electricity.
Our governor, Right Honorable Sheriff, he don dey set to add 120 megawatts to the national grid.
Oh boy, this one go boost Delta State energy capacity.
Delta State Health Insurance Scheme expanded between 2023 to 2025, becoming Nigeria's largest state health insurance scheme. While Oborewori no go clinch double honors as Governor of the Year 2025.
Governor Oborewori don remember Kokori Sweet Crude with 12 billion naira road rehabilitation.
I know, na 35.32 kilometer road for Etiop East local government area.
150 primary healthcare centers under renovation and upgrade across the state.
This road intervention wey Governor Sheriff dey do so na practical demonstration of the Governor Sheriff opportunities for all wey dey more agenda.
Particularly communities wey don suffer neglect for years.
Sheriff dey work with the CM
Brought to you by Delta State Ministry of Information.
As a host community, try as much as possible to guide your utterances. No company can be intimidated. The companies are also urged to keep to their social responsibility, the corporate social responsibility. I always say it, keep to it. If you keep to the corporate social responsibility, no host community will hold you ransom.
Roll me, baby. She said she knows me, I'm Mr. AJ. I told her I can be a bobo. She said she wants to be my baby. I'm like, okay, if that's what you want, say. Yeah, tell me ain't broke me. Depends how I'm feeling at the time of the day.
Said she want roll, remember. She don't come for the same, don't come for the same. She gaslight, she knows what's better. Give me cartel like Zella. Me and AJ locked in as brother. Any instrumental is mental.
The Modern Technical College, Omadino, that we are commissioning today, will present a flagship investment in technical education by this administration.
How far where you want go? We enter. No safe in my power, why special? Take you where you never been before. Assemble, I'm precise, Suachi.
In case you just join us, it's Tuesday's edition of Top Flight Television Live, and joining us on our next conversation, where we look at an electronic transmission under the 2020 have ambassador. Okay, good morning. Thanks for joining us again.
It's a pleasure. Good morning to you. Well,
we must say, yes, and you and I were talking yesterday that we have to be as it is. Yes, so let's have a from the electronic transmission under the 2026 Act. Here and there. Can you speak to that quickly?
Thank you for having me, and thank you, Miss Ify.
Thank you.
Here. Good morning, Delta. First of all, I want to send my condolence to the past, former deputy governor who served from 1999 to 2007. I loved his contribution to the state. Was actually one of those that an upcoming leaders can actually. We just lost his Excellency Peter Mogoboshi, and just this wonderful leader, elder. And moving forward, in Delta State, we're looking at, all know that there's a current fact. We'll look at the progressive, we'll look at ADC as well. We'll look at you find out that there is a current faction in the state. There's a current political realignment that in the state. You look at the APC. APC is currently going through a structuring. Currently, now we have APC, and these things are happening because of migration from P to APC. So I would say this will be like an informed, authoritative, and disciplined, not anybody, no emotional bias, just intelligence. That's what I'll be dishing out today in terms of what in Delta State. If we even have to maybe talk about as well.
Yeah. Okay, so moving forward as we speak to you now, just like you did say, added value to the state of the there are factions already from the APC, ADC, and all of that. Yeah, no, of course, PDP also has its own nationwide. The weakening factor is also a part of the factionalization. Well, it's not healthy for us, though.
No, you cannot. It's one of how Nigerian politics is. In most, someone few days ago, and I said, His Excellency Right Honorable Orori of Delta State is soon going to anything faction in the state and be able to in a more suitable and a more oneness. But you cannot take away faction from the Nigerian politics if we read and tread history. If you look at Rivers State today, Rivers State has had factions upon factions for more than 10 years now. So, is this something that's going to go away one night? No. Then, how is this going to go away? And I said, oh, probably because we're going to have national intervention for this to go away. Because the ones who came from PDP, stating from Senator Nedi Nwoko, past Governor, His Excellency James Ibori, Omwagege was the structure of APC. They built APC. Sure. And we have the likes of the immediate past governor, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. All these people moved from PDP to APC. Now, the people who are in ADC, who are in APC before now, which is the lights of Omwagege, yeah, they want their relevance, right? And these ones who came with same power from PDP wants to be seen. True. They want to retain those. But these ones that are already there, they want to be visible, they want to be relevant, they want a space. They want to be like the ones to detect. And that is why you see today now, they have to create that faction. My friend, who is Asiwe, is currently the Kanot East APC chairman. And there's another one who is also a Kanot East APC chairman. So this is the bridge of faction. So it's not something that is not almighty healthy. Because this has to do with debating, positioning candidates for electoral positions, candidates to vouch for positions. The other APC chairman, the one who has been there before, is bringing people as a candidate. Now the just elected, who is my friend, Asiwe, is also bringing candidates. So this becomes a power tussle.
But constitutionally, can you have two party chairmen in a local government?
That is what we're talking about, faction.
But one is the most recognized. One should be the most recognized.
The one who has money.
Money?
Yes.
You can only work with one political party chairman. INEC can work with only one political chairman.
Then how do INEC choose a one political chairman? How? Faction, you can't rule away faction from politics. Faction is there to actually create a standpoint of time. And that is currently what is going on now. The other, I can't lay my hands on his name, but he can also produce somebody that the INEC will accept. Asiwe can also produce somebody that INEC will accept. It all has to do with who has the more formidable structure. In this case, I'll say more influence, more money. And if you look at it, the current administration is where the money is, which is the Oboruweri administration.
Okay. So let's talk about the 2026 Electoral Act. Like you see on your screen, the power, politics, and electronic transmission under the 2026 Electoral Act. It has reignited conversations around electronic transmission of results. But do you think that the controversy is more about technology, or is about the power control?
it's about the power control. It's not about technology. But technology has its
role to play.
Okay.
But it's most about power control.
Okay. So what happens? The 2027 election is just around the corner, January, February. So let's take, for instance, January, after the election, there is no electronic transmission of results. Maybe the result is not transmitted electronically, but manually. Which do you even prefer, and why the preference?
I wish we can have fair election, whether electronic or manually. That's where the basics are. Are these people whom are currently leading, are they willing to be transparent? Because whether it be tech, which is electronically, it still could be manipulated. You might want to argue me. These are one of the things that we studied when it comes to politics. It could still be manipulated. They could still employ China to come all the way from China to come and do what they do best. You talk about manually, this can easily be rewritten. They can easily rewrite it. So it's all about power control. And I fear for P2B, in as much everybody in Nigeria is clamoring to vote for P2B.
Everybody?
Yes, everybody.
Maybe
even
some sections.
No, not some section. You know, people are very, very. I would say people can be very, very, very deceitful. They might act as if they are with you, but in your back, they're actually not with you. I've had political conversations with even the said PDP that remained and refused to follow Sheriff, His Excellency Governor Sheriff Borowori, and the past immediate governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. There are some key PDP members that said, no, we are not going anywhere. Now, the question I ask myself is, the money that the PDP were able to save in Delta State, where is it today? Did Oborowori and Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa took that money along with them? Because if you weigh the constituents of how these things work, you begin to understand that politics is even more deeper than we think it is. Because the money of the state does not belong to anybody, does not belong to my father, Chief Eke Ucheonwa of Akumazi Kingdom, the past President General of Akumazi Kingdom, you know, the President of United Capital Credit. It doesn't belong to him, it doesn't belong to the past governor, it doesn't belong to anybody, but there are people controlling this finance. There are people controlling this structure, there are people controlling this whole power deal. So some persons are still remaining there. Why are they still there? Why didn't they move with this body? Why didn't they move with these people? You find out that there is a structure that governs us as human beings. Just like what I said the last time, individuals respect structures, institutions. Structures don't respect individuals. Institutions don't respect individuals.
Okay.
Yeah, so whether it be electoral or manual, the basics of election, future outcomes of election is determined if it is free and fair.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And do we see that? Because I was listening to a conversation yesterday, I think with the Federal Housing Authority, and it said it's not even every community that has a very good network. That half of the communities in Nigeria don't have good network. So it is wrong saying yes, electronic transmission will be Eldorado for Nigerian politics.
It's even, to me, it's even worse. Because you're correct when you said not every community has or system and good network supplies. And at the end of it all, it is in the communities the real votes are being emerged from. Somebody like, not everybody in Asaba would come out for these big men that wouldn't want to stay under the sun. These reputable citizens that wouldn't want to stress themselves. That was why they said, okay, let's do the electronic one. We can stay from the comfort of our home and vote. That will go a long way, but it could still be manipulated.
Okay. So ahead of 2027, you just mentioned that what is important in our electoral process is be fair, credible, and transparent.
That's it.
Election. But for people, the voters, are they something that we need to do? Because we've been doing free, fair. This is not the first time people hear, okay, go to the election, the polling unit, and your vote will count. But there's something vote apathy. People seldom come out to vote now. Ahead of 2027, do you think that voters should do or know that they should exercise their franchise?
I will use Jesus as an example for your question. He said, go into the world and preach the gospel. And in another it said, the gospel has gone around the world. Nobody doesn't know about the gospel as it stands. So every voter know what to do at this point in time.
You think?
Yes.
So someone doesn't know, someone who is just, looking and watching.
Well, it is important we educate our people
as
well. What to do, how to vote. That was one of my campaigns in 2022 before the 2023 presidential election that I did from England. Yeah. I made sure to sensitize our people about how to vote, how to thumbprint, how to get it all right at the end of the day. So, in as much, voters already know what to do. In as much, they know how to go about it. And even if we also need to sensitize them, teach them, educate them on how to go about it, then so let's get to it. Let's do it.
All right. Just before I let you go, today, I know you are also aware that the state is having its state count. What do you think we should be looking out for? Because there are already discordant voices that I hope they will get it right because of the level of factionalization that is eminent already, so to speak. Can you speak to that?
We should be expecting balance among we have APC now, we have PC, we have Labour Party. I know Labour Party is struggling currently to create that sustainability because they had a lot of visibility in the last previous election, but continuity is struggling for right now because even their principal, who is Peter Obi, has migrated, he has left to AD. So we should be expecting balance through this current Congress going. It comes with a lot of political tension because even Labour Party that moved to ADC, they're still going through. I was invited as a guest when P2P visited Delta State, the official declaration to ADC from Obi movement. I was particularly invited as a guest. I was opportune to sit in the front seat. They have their own internal problems, which is control problem, debt. They don't have debt. And it is important to have debt in whatsoever you are doing. It's one of the key leading principles to have debt of leadership, which ADC is currently struggling. The Labour Party is currently struggling for continuity, stability to actually remain, just like the governor of Abia State said, I'm not going to anywhere, I'm still in Labour Party. They're trying to continue. Ngozi Lawrence, who is a member of the House, Labour Party, they're all these people trying to remain, they're trying to stay, they're trying to build it, they're trying to keep it. So this is what's going on now in ADC and Labour Party. Then for APC is the faction. What I would say in terms of the Congress going on is we're hoping to see balance, because I believe the faction is not going to go on for so. Delta State has been one of the most peaceful apart from this present regime who has come and created what we see. Politics, they say action, but what we call it in a real world, in a real lifetime, is disunity.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yes,
Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank
you so much
for speaking to the component of our discussions this morning. We do begin to have you probably at the end of this exercise. Once they are done, we'll give you a few weeks and come and do a post-mortem and x-ray, because we know that at that point we'll be getting into the electioneering proper itself. Thank you so much for coming. Take a break.
Thank you so much.
We'll come back. Morning Ride continues. Don't go.
Have a governor who is managing the resources of the state very, very prudently. When we say that governance will not cease because we are in what you may call pre-election year, you could see that the governor is walking the talk. He's looking ahead by delivering projects that touches the life of the people. We are doing this supervision and tour of these projects because the governor has made it clear that if you fall short of the provisions in the Bill of Engineering Measurement and Evaluation, we will blacklist you. And we are seeing much more quality work coming in. We're also seeing greater speed.
Thank you so much for being part of the ride this morning, and we do hope that you enjoyed our little best, even if our best wasn't good enough. This is where we draw up the ride this morning, and we would like to say, if you must drive, then don't drink, and if you must drink, then don't drive. As we get ready to celebrate the Christmas and the Salah festival together, let's eschew violence and be at peace with our brother. My name is Onome Tano. On behalf of the production crew, God bless Delta State, God bless Nigeria.